After yesterday's practice, Coach Todd McLellan addressed the media, and once again, the team is reshuffling the lines. This time, Larkin is reunited with Raymond, and they're joined by JVR. Also, I'm taking a look at how this Red Wings team is compared to the past few seasons, taking a look at some of the numbers as Detroit continues to push for their first playoff appearance in almost a decade. This is your 7-Minute Wings. Welcome back to the Red Wings Report with Strings and Pucks. If you're new here, please click subscribe. If all of you can hit that like button and share this out, that's helped this channel grow so much. I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. And head over to Hockey Hot Stove, where I write the Red Wings column. So just a couple of quick notes. First, I want to take a look briefly at what this Red Wings team is doing this season. So through 48 games right now, the Red Wings are 28-16-4, 60 points on the season. There's a 3.06 goals for and a 3.04 goals against. Their power play is at 24.34% and their penalty kill 79.84%. So the 24-25 season, where the team ended with 86 points. At this point in the year, the team was 22-21-5, so they had 49 points in 48 games last season. Their goals for was 2.8, and their goals against was 3.2, so about 0.2 higher. So they had a 0.4 negative goal differential. Right now they're at about even per game. And last year they ended the season with a 27% power play, a 70.11% PK, which is a historic low for the team. So the power play was about 2.7% better, but the penalty kill last year was almost 10% worse. But the 23-24 season is kind of the high water mark in the rebuild. You remember the team tied with Washington with 91 points, but in the last game of the year, because of the regular overtime wins, etc., Detroit ends up losing out. So that season, the team ends with 91 points. At this point in the year, the team was 25-18-5, 55 points, with a goals for of 3.5 and a goals against of 3.3. So they had a 0.2 positive differential per game, and they were scoring a half a goal more at this point. The power play was 23.08, so the power play was lower that year. And the PK was 79.58. So the PK was a little lower that year too. So where that team was better was on goals for, but they were worse by goals against. So interesting. And that season where they almost made it with 91 points, they're 5 points behind where this team is at 48 games. And 5 points at the end of this year, if they get 5 points more, puts them at 96 points. And that's what I have as the baseline for getting into the playoffs. So interesting anyway. And then 22-23, at this point in the season, the team was 21-19-8, 50 points, a goals for of 3, a goals against of 3.3, power play of 21.11, PK of 78.31. So in my opinion, clearly since Yzerman's got here and in the rebuild, this year is the strongest year Detroit has had through 48 games in almost every single category, and they're on track points-wise to at least grab a wild card spot as they try to break this playoff drought. But the lead story, the line reshuffling at practice. So Larkin with JVR and Raymond. Production across lines has been a major issue. When they did the last reshuffle, Raymond had 3 straight games with an even strength goal. You remember, before that, he hadn't had one of those since November. And he's tied for team lead in scoring with 14 goals and 35 assists. JVR has been really consistent since the beginning of December. On the season, he has 12 goals and 7 assists, but 9 of his goals and 6 of his assists have been in his last 19 games, 15 points, and since the beginning of December. Larkin's on pace for 39 goals this year, with 23 so far and 19 assists. Raymond and Larkin are back together, and this time JVR is the winger. That rotating position continues, and the only solidified line right now is Copp, Kane, DeBrincat. So when I talked about the Pettersson deal, and again, that seems like such a far-fetched idea of what it's going to cost in Detroit being able to get that done. One of the things I talked about, you put him on the line with Larkin, and there was some pushback. Larkin hasn't played wing since pretty much his first season in the NHL, where he was on Zetterberg's wing. And in this case, I don't think you would put him immediately on the wing either, but you have the option. And the reason is this. That Copp, Kane, DeBrincat line is the best line on the team. I'm not going to mess with that. So even if you bring in a center right now, you have to somehow solidify Larkin's line. Not having a winger for him other than Raymond still just is a heartbreak. You had Finney step up and grab that position in camp. You had Soderblom have a look on that last season, but they have not had a regular three-man unit for Larkin's line. So JVR has been a pleasant surprise coming in, and we'll see how this line does. You are consolidating a bit. Marco Kasper, he's had some looks with Larkin, and again, he just isn't finishing. It's just not his season for offense in his sophomore year. Hopefully he can get it moving, but now they've really consolidated into the top six, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes tonight against the Sharks. So let me know what you think of the move. JVR now with Raymond and Larkin, and what do you think of the stats? This year, the Red Wings, they look to be on pace to make the playoffs and avoid a 10th straight miss. The team hasn't missed getting a point in back-to-back games since November, and they've only had back-to-back losses once since the beginning of December. And tomorrow, hopefully we're talking about a win against the San Jose Sharks. This is your 7-Minute Wings.